Today is May 29, 2023, Memorial Day, and I'm doing a drive-by video of the Frese Farm, Frese Family Farm. Okay, I'm at Texas. I'm on Kentucky Road, and I'm turning south on Baku Township Line Road. And this right here is the clover that Robert's going to use for his hay on the farm. He's got some clover here and some clover there. It was cut Saturday, I think. And so was mine. Mine's on the west end of the farm. Okay, right here. Okay, this is the east side of the road, which is Ashley Township. On the west side, on the other side of the road, is where the actual farmstead is, and that's where the main house is, and the other buildings. And right there, those concrete blocks there between those bales, that's the old sawmill, the old Frese sawmill that Ludwig and Ernst was running a long time ago when they first had the place. Okay, and this here is this is the pond that Robert had the dam dug and drained the pond this spring, and he's going to dig it out and make it deeper. Okay, and then this is where the old house used to be, the old Ernst and Florence Frese house, right about here. I guess this would have been the gate. I think the gate's in the same place. Yeah, that's about the same place. That's where the old house was. I remember that old house. And this was a pig shed that was in this area where the rocks are now. It was a little pig shed that Dad built. And then over here, coming up, okay, this boundary right here, this is what this is the start of the 5 acres that Robert has. Oh, looks like a tree fell down back in that bottom. So he got 5 acres on this side, and then my little sister Jane's daughter, Holly, she bought 5 acres on the other side, on this other side, on the west side of the road. I'll show you that later. This is the barn. That's the barn. That's a new barn anyway. Oh, let me back up. I forgot something. Right there where that old concrete is, actually between the concrete on this side and the other side, and on the south end here, there's a little space in there. That's where the old barn used to be. But I don't know when it got torn down, but it's gone now. I'm losing my connection here. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's continue. Anyway, that was the old barn. And this barn here is where Robert raises his cattle. He's got Black Angus. And I guess this is manure from the barn, and he feeds his cattle here too. So this part from that fence back there, and this is the 5 acres that Robert has. So, and that's the road and the house. Oh, did I mention that Robert's house is here behind that manure? I mean, maybe you can look at it. Yeah, there's Robert's house somewhere. Yeah, right there. That's Robert's house and driveway. Let me see it. Okay. I'm not doing this very good. Let me try this again. Okay, that was Robert's house. I'm not sure when he built it, but it's been a while. Okay, around here without going into the ditch. Okay. Now this side, 5 acres. Let me back up, I don't hit anybody. Starts here. This is the southern end of the farm. And this is Holly's 5 acres. She bought it a couple years ago, I guess, and then she built a house. So she lives here with her family. This pasture used to we used to have cattle here a long time ago, and we would run our cows back across on one side of the road to the other side, and they would eat the grass here. This is all pasture before, and they could probably use a few cows on there now to keep the grass eaten. But anyway, this is Holly's house. Nobody had no party this, and they have there's another pond over here. That's the old pond, very old pond. I'm not sure which one was older, this one or the one on this side, but that's drained too, and they're going to dig it out. And Robert's just cutting the grass over here because I guess they're not using it for pasture no more. He just lets it grow up in grass. All his cattle eat on the east side, on the east side of the road, on the other side. And now we're coming to the old garden. We just passed the old garden, Dad's old garden. And this is the old house, this Mom and Dad's house. And then the end here of the house, that's the old garage that was converted into a bedroom when I was a kid, and I always lived in there. That was my room since I could remember, until I moved out in '83. '83 I built my own house 2 miles down the road, and that's my sister Jane's house down way back there. That's this pig shed coming up is where the old barn used to be, and they just it fell down when I was in the Navy, I think, and Dad got hurt during that time, and anyway they built that pig shed in its place. And this is my brother Paul's house. Paul passed away years ago. I forgot the year, 2007 or 8 maybe, I'm not sure, I can't remember. Oh, maybe it wasn't that early. That was Dad. I think Dad passed away in 2008. Okay, now we're going to go. Now we're going to turn on back on the Kentucky Road. Yeah, no, I'm not sure when Paul passed away. I forgot. I'll have to look it up. And that's, like I said, that's a pig yard. Okay, Paul has 2 acres here. Paul's lot is 2 acres, and then everything else is the Frese Farm. If you take away Robert's corner and Holly's corner, and you take away Paul's corner, everything else belongs to the Frese Farm. Of course, my sister Jane too coming up. I think she's got, I forgot, she's got 5 acres too, I think. So that's all was taken off the farm, but still part of it, more or less. Not legally, but it's still good. At least we're all together. At least the family stayed together. Anyway, this is my sister Jane's house. Okay, little sister. Okay, now I'm driving down past this. We're coming up to a 20-acre field that's all. Like I said, everything's rented except for the hay ground that I'm using. I rent that from the family farm, and Robert has an arrangement too somehow for the. Anyway, this is my grass and alfalfa. Around 2018 or so, I planted it in pure alfalfa, but over time the grass, the fescue, took over. There's still some alfalfa, but mostly it's fescue and other grasses. Still good. I get plenty of hay. This is all I need for my hay, and I always keep the same amount of the same ground for my hay. I haven't planted nothing since 2018. 18? Yeah. So it's all, it hasn't been tilled since then. It's like 5 years already. Okay, I'm going to turn around here, shut my camera off, and then I'm going to go to the other end of the farm, on the side, on the north end. Okay, that's it. That's the west side. Oh, let me drive here. That was the end of the Frese farm, but this 20 acres here, I'll drive past it. It used to belong to Lois Mill, or Carl Mill. No, Lois Mill. Because she was let's see, Lois. Is it Lois? Yeah, Lois. Lois Mill was my great aunt. Is that how it worked? Great aunt. No, I forget. Anyway, she was a mill, and where's that driveway at? Should be right coming up. And Carl Mill was farming it all those years until, oh, right here. Here's the boundary. Right about here. It belonged to a mill, but or was it Aunt Annie? No, I can't remember. Yeah, it was Lois Mill, but Aunt Annie. Okay, Aunt Annie was the Frese. Aunt Annie was a Frese. Yeah, Aunt Annie was a Frese. That would be my great aunt. Anyway, the boundary is right here to the corner of those trees on the left. The east side of the left side of those trees. That's the boundary line from here. This little driveway to there. That was Frese ground, but it was. After Lois died, that was Aunt Annie's daughter. Then Lois inherited it, and then I think Lois, I'm not sure who sold it, but Lois sold it to Mike Wyszynski, my neighbor down the road. Now he owns it. But anyway, that's the end of the Frese farm, even though this part don't belong to it no more. Okay, this is the intersection of Sugar Creek Road and Buccleuch Township Line Road, and I'm going to drive down this. This is the north side. This is not the Frese land. These are all neighbor property. But that road, Buccleuch Township, that goes out to Highway 15, and Sugar Creek Road goes out to Highway 51. So that's going north, and Sugar Creek Road goes out toward the east. Okay, I'm continuing. May 29, 2023, Frese Family Farm video tour, or drive-by video tour, because I'm just driving by. This goes out, this lane here goes out to Robert's land. He's got 40 acres way back there. It's landlocked. It's way back there, and this is the right-of-way going out to his property. And this here is all rented, except for the woods, because Robert uses it for pasture. Anyway, that's keep looking for traffic. Oh, good, a tractor just went by on Buccleuch Township. I know it ahead. You can't see it, but big one. Anyway, this corn land is being rented by a neighbor, and he farms it. There's some hay. This is on Sugar Creek Road, and I'm on the north end of the Frese land, or the Frese farm. And this is Robert's clover. I'm not sure exactly how Robert does his hay, but he makes some kind of an arrangement with the person who rents the rest of the farm, and whenever that renter plants wheat, like this right here, Robert will plant clover in the spring. Wherever the wheat is, he'll plant clover in the spring, and then the next year, when it's only clover, Robert and the renter will split the hay somehow. I don't really understand the actual arrangement, but that's how it works. So Robert's hayfield will always be in a different location once in a while. It changes location because of where the wheat's planted. So wherever the wheat's planted, that's where Robert will get his hay from. because he always plants clover hay. I always planted alfalfa or grass. I just have grass and alfalfa. And then I haven't tilled it up for 5 years yet. So, but anyway, that's how this. So next year, this wheat field will be in clover. I'm guessing. All depends on how much clover Robert wants to plant. I guess he works that out with the renter. Anyway, that's how it works. But anyway, I'm back on Baku Township Line Road, heading toward the main building area. And since I'm in this area, I'm gonna go ahead and go down that pasture road or farm field road. It's not really pasture because there's no pasture here. It's the farm field road. It's directly in line with the Kentucky road, so it's easy to find. I'm going to make a left turn here onto Ashley Township. Okay, now I'm driving. This is all the wheat. Like I said, next year this will probably be clover, depending on what Robert plants. On the way out, you'll be able to see the Robert. He's got some more clover on this side, on my other side. Or should I say the opposite side of what I'm filming now. Okay, so coming up, well, there's lots of buzzards in these hay fields because after their hay's cut, lots of dead animals pop up because of the mower. Anyway, this here is the other end of that clover field that Robert has. Oh, it's gonna be bumpy. There's a little branch here. Oh, hang on. Oh, shaky. Oi. Okay, like I said, this is the other. I'm looking north. All those houses back there, that used to be Malik land. I guess that's not important, but it used to be Malik land, and it all got divided up. I think there's the one on the house and shed on the right is Marvin Malik. The other ones, I'm not sure who owns what back there. Oh, I just ran over somebody's corn. Ran over the renter's corn. Okay, I'm going to okay, I'm just going to turn around here. I'm going to come back to this later. I'm going to try to go into those woods, although I don't know if I want to use my truck, but it's been dry, so it should be okay. This here is where we used to cut firewood when we were young, and Dad used firewood for his chimney, for his fireplace. Yeah, we cut a lot of firewood out here. Only during the winter time, though. That's how Dad heated his house. Oh, he had an oil furnace, but he rarely used it because oil was too expensive. He was always making that fire. Okay, here we go. This is the pasture that Robert uses for his cattle. I remember when this branch here was all trees. Somewhere down this branch there's a spring. I don't know how far down, but not too far. There's a spring here. It's a real slow moving spring, and the water is very hard. When I was a kid, I used to drink it. You dig a hole and let it clean up, let the water get clear. Anyway, it always has water in it. And this is Robert's alfalfa too. I'm sorry, Robert's clover. I think it was cut the same day my grass was cut. Anyway, that's way in the back there. There's another pasture in that little gap, and then right there where that in front of that shed, that's where the old pond was. Robert drained that, and he's going to dig that out. It's mostly dried up now, so he'll be doing some that sometime this year, this summer. Okay, when I get done with this, I'm going to go back to the woods. I'm going to see what I can film in those woods. I haven't been back there in years. Hey, there's a buzzard. See the buzzard? Right there, between those bales. Right, about halfway between the bales and me. There he goes. Hey, he just saw a buzzard. He's cleaning up all the dead animals at the moor cut. When they cut the hay, they killed a lot of animals, snakes and rabbits and who knows what else they got. Birds. Okay, that's the old barn, or not barn. That's the barn that Robert uses. And that gray house is Holly's house, my niece, and then the white house is my mom and dad's house. I think Steve lives there. And then there's the machine shed, and then there's the hog shed, and then there's Paul's house. Okay. Let me turn around. Okay, that's it. That's Kentucky Road, and I live about 2 miles down that way, and then the hayfield I use is there too, or is just past Jane's house. Okay, I got to shut this off. Okay, I went through the gate now at the end of that field road, and I'm in the woods pasture. I'm in the pasture woods. Yeah, pasture woods. Okay, well, let's go see what's down here. Like I said, I haven't been down here in years. I had no reason to come out here. I don't use firewood. Oh, it's a bumpy road. Oh, my camera stays on the window. Oi! What's he been doing out here? I think they cleared a lot of brush. Woods look nice and clean. Cows do that. They keep all the underbrush under control. Robert must have had this pushed out because they got stumps and everything. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn this around and go back down because I got a plan. Okay, that goes out to the road. That's the neighbor's fence. Stanley's gone now, but whoever owns it now, that's their property. They're that wheat, and that road goes always out to Sugar Creek Road. I don't know if you can see it, but way down there, there's the flag of a fence gate, and then a lane going out to the road, to the Sugar Creek Road, and then that's there. And if you look down this way, looks like they got a camper over there. There's a lake out there. This here goes all the way out to Robert's Woods. That's Robert's Wood. That whole area there in the back, there, those trees in the background, way in the background. Those are Robert's. That's Robert's ground. Okay, I'm going to drive out there, but first I want to go here. I want to show you the other side, and then I'll come back, start filming again. So this is the road going out to Bucku Township line road, and that's Paul's house there, and that's the lane going out there. So that's that. What I remember about this area is that there was barely enough room to drive a tractor and a wagon, a wagon for wood, because that's the only reason we came out here, is to cut firewood. And Dad would bring us all here in the winter time when it was cold. But when I was young, it was my playground. Running through these woods, climbing trees. I was pretty good at climbing trees. Hey! Bumpy. I'm going to turn around here now. I have to shut this off. Anyway, that's the rest of the farm. Okay, let me turn this off. This is Robert's ground. I decided to drive out here. That's Robert's cattle back there. This is Robert's ground. It used to be the old Graham ground. I think William Graham or something like that. Anyway, Robert had it all pushed out here the last few years. I remember it as all woods. It was always woods. Plenty of thick woods. But Robert, I think last year or the year before, he had it all pushed out. Probably was a couple years ago. He pushed it all out. Now it's all good bottom land. He's got it all in pasture, most of it in pasture now, which is good. Better than it was. And I remember coming down here in the creek, laying in the creeks. Creek was big here. This is the same creek that flows on the Goo Township Road, right on before you get to Lois Mill, or around Lois Mills mill property. Anyway, this is Robert's ground. He bought it himself. I wanted to buy it. I contacted the grain guy to ask him if he would sell it, but he didn't want to sell it. So I decided to buy 5 acres south, 2 miles down the road. But then Bram came to visit and said he was willing to sell it. So I told Robert, because I didn't have the money for it anymore, and then Robert bought it. So that worked out pretty good, because Robert can take his cows from the farm, which is right here. This is the farm. Yeah, this is the road going out to this is the pathway, I guess you could say, going out to the road, to Sugar Creek Road. And this gate here is the boundary between Robert's ground and the Frese land. Well, actually, this lane here is part of the right-of-way to this property. There's a right-of-way coming from here all the way out to the road, but all the rest is Frese land. I didn't show you the open part here. Okay, I'll turn around one more time. So this is Robert's property, and it comes out, like you said, you saw it earlier, it comes out to a bottom right here. Worked out pretty good for Robert, having it quite close to the farm. And this here is the mill land, or it used to be the mill land. I don't know who owns it now. Carl Mill was always, okay. The Mills, Lois Mill was a daughter of Annie Frese, who married a Conkle. Not Conkle, no, I got that wrong. Erase the Conkle. Let's see. Annie Frese married a Wetzel. Wetzel, yeah. Married a Wetzel, and they lived there not too far from where I live. And then Lois's daughter lives on the old Wetzel home place, Annie Frese Wetzel home place. And Lois lived right over here up the hill, around, get to the left anyway of this property. She lived there on Carl Mill's farm. So they were neighbors, cousin and neighbor. So great aunt Annie was my great aunt. It was the sister of Ernst Frese, or daughter of Ludwig Frese. Yeah, Ludwig and Wilhelmina. Anyway, now that's all that. That's now we're gonna drive out to the road. This is the start of the. If you go straight this direction along this fence line, you'll wind up at Robert's house, but you won't be able to get there because it's all a bunch of branches and hills and trees and everything else. But you can walk it. Looks like the cow's got a path going down there. Okay, let me get this show on the road. It's starting to get hot now. I don't want my phone to run out of battery juice. I think it's still on. Yeah, there's not much to see here, but this is the woods of the Frese Farm. I'm not sure, but I've seen an old picture a long time ago where some of this was cleared a long time ago. Hard to tell, but at least closer to the house, to the old Frese house. There was some rolling hills behind the pond, and I saw a picture one time that was all cleared, rolling hills of grass. They had a dairy farm back in the old days, and not in my time, but when Ernst and Ludwig, I guess, were the ones who did that. Or was it just Ludwig? Or was it just Ernst? I'm not sure who had the dairy farm, but I know they had a sawmill, which I already showed you. Let me stop. I had four-wheel drive in those ruts because I didn't want to get stuck. I'm going to go back to two-wheel. I don't know how much battery power I have left in my phone. But we're going to go past this entrance over here. So you can access this from the Sugar Creek Road, and you can also access it from Baku Township Line Road and Kentucky Road over there by the farmstead. Okay, bumpy road. Yeah, we could cut a lot of wood here. Like I said, this was my playground when I was growing up. I was always out in these woods doing something. Hunting for chipmunks, squirrels. For all I had was a BB gun. But you can get a chipmunk with a BB gun. That was a good childhood. Oy. Okay, now we're past. There's a road going out to Baku Township Line Road from the woods. Oy. Okay. Well, good thing it's dry because I don't think I've rained for like 2 weeks now. I think this is going to be bumpy here. It just looks like it's bumpy. There used to be a roll of wet muddy here too. I think I even put a culvert in here once, but I think it got tore up by the cows. I think there's another wet spot up here, but I think that was the wettest spot. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way out to the road. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go all the way out to the road on this road. I'm going to go back the way I came. I'm going to go around these woods here, because like I said, this was always our. Oh yeah, it's pretty wet through here. Oh. It's not wet anymore, but it was wet. Okay. I'm going to turn around here so you can see what it looks like from both sides. Both sides now. Oh, that's a song. Let me get out of this mud. Oh boy. Yeah, this has changed a lot. I haven't been back here in a long time. Okay, I can show you that. Okay, that's the road going. That's the right access road to this right away going out to the road, Sugar Creek Road, and then if I turn this around, you can see where I just came from. That goes back to Robert's ground, and now we're going. Oh, I thought I could drive this way, but I can't. I guess they got it blocked off. Okay, so I guess that's about it then. We used to be able to drive here. Right here, we used to be able to drive here. But I can see now that they got a fence everywhere. Oh, I can drive there. I just have to go out the gate. I have to go out this gate. So I guess I will go out this gate. Yeah, that's how it works. Go out the gate first. Let me this off. Well, I'm back. Took me a while. Anyway, this is the road that goes around the woods. We used to drive here all the time to go get firewood on the edge here. But now it's all fenced. So I'm just gonna try to follow this road around. I'm hoping it goes all the way around. At least it's not muddy. But it's always been wet in this area, even in the field through here, because it doesn't drain well. And I think there's a pond on my neighbor's ground over across the fence, and I think that water comes here too. Anyway, I guess everything's working good. This is where the cows can come. The cows can cover all the woods. They have access to all the woods. Robert's cows, that is. I used to have cattle here, but I took them all to my place. I only got 5 acres there, and then later on, to start with, and later on I bought another 20. Also from a Brame family, but a different Brame. That's where I keep my other cattle. Anyway, this was all our wood making area. Well, I guess I can drive right here. How about that? Cool. What a nice tree. Nice oak tree here. There's another one coming up. These here are Robert bales. I think these are straw bales. Yeah, I think these are straw. That's why I put them over here. Well, this is about the end of the tour. End of the tour. I'll end the tour when I get to the other gate. Oy, I hit something. Probably a stick. Yeah, Star Farm's still in pretty good shape. The cows do a lot to take care of it. Robert tries to keep everything mowed. Okay, that's it. All right, that's it for the farm. I'm gonna try one more thing as an ending shot. I don't run into something. Okay, that'll be the ending shot. That's the farm from a distance. Yeah. Holly's house is between those 2 big trees, and then Paul's house is there at the corner of Baku Township and Kentucky Road, and then Mom's house is in the middle, or Mom and Dad's house. Oh, did I tell you that Steve lives there? Yeah. I guess I forgot to tell you that. Okay. So we're all close by. We got Robert down the road on that end, on south end, and then Steve in the middle. Well, Paul's not there anymore, but his wife was. He still lives there. Oh, I put turn this. Here I am just talking. And then Jane lives down the road on Kentucky Road, and then I live on Texas Road, which is about 2 miles west. So we're all close by. Well, Elaine lives about 6 miles south on the way to Du Bois, or close to Du Bois. And then I guess Glenn's the only other one. Glenn lives somewhere around Centralia, Illinois. So that's it. Anyway, this is the farm. You've seen this before. This is Robert's clover. Yeah, this is I already filmed this part. But I like this road. This road used to be over a little ways. About 100 or 200 feet to the north, but it didn't line up with anything. It didn't line up with the road, so I decided to move it over to here, and it works out better this way, having it lined up at this T, or crossroads. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's the farm. All right, bye bye.